Hello everyone, and welcome to After the Fact for the WhatCD Starcraft II Open, I guess I'm calling it. Not a tournament, it's an open. And today I bring you a Zerg versus Zerg. We have Liam versus Kabrakan, and of course because this is MLG Metropolis, we do not have close spawns. You don't necessarily know whether or not there's going to be a hatch here or a hatch here, or in Kabrakan's case, here or here, but of course, you know, you can normally guess that it will be all the way across the map if you don't see that overlord right away. I realize in tonight's casting, man, have I been all over the map, so I'll maybe think about, I've already done two of the PvP series that I have, that came from Dreadbeer and possibly Bob. I may have to redo some of the casting, but all these videos are going to be going up Friday sometime. So today it is Thursday. You know, dates are kind of useful. These are really late, of course, because of the issues I was having with fraps. So I've been sitting on these replays for a while, just kind of biding my time and twiddling my thumbs and seeing what I'm going to be doing. So there you go. We've got, of course, because it is a music forum, we've got the two guys asking each other what music's going on right now. Yeah, that's always pretty important. Sadly, I can't listen to music while I'm casting StarCraft II. Damn, I wish I could, eh? Insert it into the stream. That'd be awesome. Then, of course, you'd all have to share my music taste, which, you know, no guarantees there. I will add in little annotations or captions or whatever those things are called, just telling you what their forum names are, so you can keep track of that if you're interested in that stuff. I will mention again, just a quick request to, when you send me replays, go ahead and give me the name of your what name, your forum name, so that I do know who I'm casting. I know some people are going by what names, some people are going by StarCraft names. I'm not really sure which is the easiest. You know, you can also give me some feedback on that. Just send me a message, say, you know, it's easier if you, and I'll just stick to that way. I will be getting a little bar across the top that just kind of says, you know, what's happening, who the names are, so, you know, I can always add in what names there and have StarCraft names on the screen. You know, there's many different ways I can do it. Back to the game, we do have a spawning pool going down for Liam, and of course, as always, I forgot to bring up the production tab, so there we go. We do have drones and queens, pretty standard ZVZ. Doesn't look like we're going to see some early ling pressure from either player. Though Liam, looks like both players are drifting towards that 400 mineral mark, the magic number for Zergs, so, you know, they might decide to go off and throw down an expansion, and it does look like Kabrakan, yes, Liam does get a very nice surround there on that drone, and does manage to take it out, leaves it, it was left for dead, and decided to keep running around, but he made the sad mistake of trying to hit Liam back, and he finally killed it off. So what have we got going on here? We do have a Roach Warren already coming down for both players, actually, as well as a defensive Spine Crawler for Liam. So, you know, possibly see some early Roach pressure, though Liam will be able to negate that. Intrigued to see that there is no fast expansion for either player. Actually, I would have thought, since they know where the other person is, you know, cross-map positions and a ZVZ, I'd have expected to see a really heavy macro game here. Really early hatchery, so possibly see some early pressure, I guess, and that's always interesting. Definitely very micro-heavy in ZVZ. ZVZ has to be one of the more volatile mirror matchups. It's certainly not like Protoss, which, you know, tends to be a 4-gate battle, or Terran versus Terran, which is the giant siege lines that takes like 50 minutes and you can lose your entire army by one misclick. It's really hard to play and kind of tedious to watch, but there you go. You can always admire their skill. Liam does have some Zerglings moving out across the map before Metabolic Boost is finished. That is about halfway completed. As well as Kabrakan is putting on some early pressure here. He does have quite a few Roaches moving out across the field. 7 Roaches, though that overload is very nicely placed. And we'll be able to spot those Roaches as soon as they come through. There you go. So if he's keeping any kind of an eye on his mini-map there, he will have seen those Roaches coming across, especially with the second Overlord there now. Yeah, he definitely has no excuse for missing these Roaches. If he comes out and says, I was unprepared for those Roaches, I believe I have permission to smack him with something big, preferably heavy. And there we go. The Roaches are setting up the defense. The Ling's trying to get around the back, and it looks like, yeah, he will get that one Ling sniped and taking a bit of damage on those Roach. Liam does have the disadvantages in the Roach count, though Liam, he is bringing in more Zerglings. Those Zerglings just get absolutely hacked to pieces by Roaches. There's really not all that much that Zerglings can do against this number of Roaches. I do believe both players, yeah, they do have speed finished. So Lings are a little bit more effective. Actually, Kabrakan still hasn't even started on speed, so he's going for Roach, just Roach, no Ling. A Roach Ling all in without the Ling part. Well, there you go. And what have we got going on here? Liam, he will be able to snipe one Roach. Will he get a second? Yes, it looks like he does get a second on a miss rally by Kabrakan, which does give Liam the advantage in Roaches, especially because he's not having to move these extra slow units all the way across the map. And it looks like Kabrakan will be forced to pull out here. No, he is choosing to engage, even though Liam does have superior numbers, and there we go, he is deciding to pull back now. Very wise choice, since both sets of Roaches move the same speed at 2.25. Will take him a very long time to get back across the map, but not too much is going to happen. There's not going to be any catch-up damage dealt. 4 more Roaches still moving across the map from Kabrakan, trying to do kind of a two-pronged attack. He will spot the expansion timing for Liam, or at least I believe he will. Did he actually get vision of that? Yes, he did. So he did see that expansion, which is good. Means that those Roaches weren't totally lost in vain. Did lose 2 Roaches to Liam's no casualties. Did get that Roach very low down on health. But of course with Zerg units they do repair. Regenerate health, I guess you should say. And there we go. We do have an we do have the lair going down. That's the more important part. The lair coming up for Liam as well as a lair for Kabrakan. And it looks like... Oh, was I deluding myself there? I thought I could have sworn I saw a macro hatch. Yeah, there we go. Liam is putting down a macro hatch here. So he will be able to pump out those drones, pump out those Roaches. Definitely very useful this early in the game when we seem to be going for mass Roach. The 10-minute mark, since he doesn't have a third base, it is pretty good. It is a pretty good idea to be putting out the macro hatch. I personally would have chosen to throw down another hatchery, but, you know, 20/20 hindsight, right? It always is easier outside of the heat of the moment. And I believe from speaking to Liam, this is one of his first ladder matches in quite a long time. So he's feeling a bit rusty, and I'm pretty sure Kabrakan said that he was feeling a bit rusty too. I think I spoke to him. Honestly, I can't really remember. I'm speaking to so many different people, I've got so many different sets of names, and I've got a job where I also have to memorize all these different names, and oh god, it's just really confusing. Both players being reasonably passive here for a Zerg versus Zerg. You don't usually see this level of passivity. So, you know, not a huge amount to comment on. All we're doing right now is pumping out drones, which, you know, we do have 11 drones coming out from the back, and that is a really high number of drones to be spawning at once. But other than that, I can't say there's too much anything really remarkable going on. The creep is starting to be spread to connect the natural expansion to the main base in Kabrakan. Of course, in Zerg versus Zerg, though, having creep spread, you know, it does give you that vision, but it doesn't give you a huge army speed advantage. And in fact, when your opponent's going heavy Roach, gives them the advantage moving into your own base, because you basically built them their own highway. So there you go. You do have a lair. I did see it coming up earlier. As you can see, my camera was kind of drifting over here. And it looks like we do have an infestation pit, so we're going to see some Roach infester versus